Now, Martin and Neil, I wonder what you were doing when that happened yesterday. I was innocently sitting beside my mobile phone when I got a message from the man on my right. You'll have seen England beat India, and Tom Hartley got 9 wickets, to which I replied, "It's Sunday, leave me alone." Not at all. You called it right. You were one of the few who went with it. John Norman, the talkSPORT cricket correspondent, I think by his tone of voice at the end of last week, didn't give them much hope, but you did.
Well, what he was very critical of was the decision to put Tom Hartley into a position and was getting blasted around, not giving him enough support and enough protection. And my attitude was very easy to sit somewhere and observe on things and not really understand the bigger picture, which is you've got a young bowler getting blooded, building adversity, having character, and overcoming it, and a philosophy inside this team which they don't take a backward step. And so subsequently, the player that needed the protection, who maybe got more protection in the second innings, but still took 7 wickets.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was an educated guess by you, though, wasn't it?
No, it was an irritation at smart arsery. In terms of observations about the reason. There's a bigger picture here. To lead things and to create change and to affect outcomes, you have to be brave. And Stokes and these guys are brave, and they don't take a backward step. And I think there's something to be admired about it.
I like that.
And Tom Hartley was thrown in, got whacked for 6 on his first ball, was getting blasted all around the ground. And in comes the predictable formulaic orthodoxy of criticism without understanding the bigger picture, and swallow it in the next innings.
Yeah.
Eat your crow, because the guys come back in there, took them 7 wickets, and England have won a game that most people would have expected them not to be able to have done.
OK, well, let's speak to the legendary England cricketer turned commentator, David Lloyd. David, good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us. How do you see it, David? How much of an achievement was that first Test win by England?
Well, a stunning achievement, but Test match cricket, keep your powder dry. It's 5 days. Sometimes it goes 4 days. Sometimes it goes 3. After a couple of days, you just go onto social media. Oh, he's rubbish. Get him out. Wrong team, wrong captain. Send them all. Keep your powder dry. It was a thrilling game. An innings, such a remarkable innings from Pope to score 196 on that pitch. But back to Hartley. India would have been wary of him. They whacked him in the first innings. Why did they whack him? They wanted to know what's he made of, what's his character. Well, his character showed through. He's a perfect bowler. He's 6'4" for India on a spinning pitch. Drive the ball into the pitch, and you've got every chance. And it doesn't really matter if you bowl a bad delivery, because you'll bowl plenty of good deliveries.
I'm just want to bring you up to date, David, whether you know this or not. Just in the last few moments, we're hearing that Ravindra Jadeja and KL Rahul are out injured for the second Test. So India, 2 significant men down already. What has that advantage England again going into this?
Well, and Virat Kohli as well. So there are 3 frontline players out. And of course, it doesn't do England any problems there. We want to wait and see what sort of pitch they're on, because we've been told all the way through, going to be spinning pitches, examination of spin. Now, England have won in India on a spinning pitch. I think these spinning pitch are wonderful. I think they're magnificent. They're so interesting. And your best players will shine through. So somebody like Tom Hartley is just starting Test match cricket. And what a start with 7 wickets. He's shown wonderful character, like Simon says. They would come after him. They'd go after him big time, and he could disintegrate. Not a bit of it. 1, he comes from good stock. 2, he's accepted that challenge. 3, he's got a fantastic captain. They've got a belief in that team. They don't know the word failure. They just don't know it.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like it. So, I mean, it's a real statement win from England in the first Test. Presumably it sets them up in a position of real confidence that maybe many of them didn't think they had before it.
Well, Stokes will ensure and McCullum will ensure that they've got this belief in the team that they can take anybody on. And it was looking very similar to the first game in the Ashes, where they went gung-ho, they went really aggressive and got beat. But this time, I think they've regrouped, they've reassembled, and they've got the game right. They got the bowlers. They got this attack that they had. Mark Wood might as well have come home. He's 95 miles an hour and there's nothing in it for him. And so one thing that we need to be very careful of and aware of is that they picked a very, very long batting lineup. They matched India with a batting lineup. They batted all the way down to 10, as India would do. And I think that's a great matchup, and they'll do it again in this second Test match.
It's quite remarkable, Simon, when you look at it. India had lost only 3 of their previous 46 home tests. Yeah. That puts it all into perspective, doesn't it?
It was a remarkable performance, and Ollie Pope led the line with those 196 runs. But this is the character, the culture that we're talking about, and sometimes you've got to see the vision, the questioning of the tactics deployed around Hartley and what that was going to do to him. Undermined and underestimated the character of this group of players and what their message is, and what McCullum has, sort of imbued in them, what they believe. And sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. In this instance, and more often than not, it will work because of a positive approach to life is a better way to be than a negative approach. And when you start talking to people about what Bazball is, I had this conversation with Ian Botham. He doesn't know what it is. He just thinks it's attacking cricket. It's a state of mind. I would have thought that's the best way to be, but I think it's a remarkable win. But it's this form. India are going to come roaring back. They're not going to lay down and suddenly accept the fact that we beat them in the first test. They will come roaring back whether they've got top players out or not. Of course.
Is Bazball a state of mind, David?
Yeah, it is. He hates it. McCullum hates it. He can't be doing with it. Indeed. I'm reading the book at the minute, and there's one paragraph when he first came in and he addressed the players for the first time. Very short and very concise. Look, we're on an adventure. We're on a ride. Do you want to join the ride? And that's that aggressive nature, that never say die attitude. And the other thing is, it's like football, like any sport. They're entertaining. They're a team to watch, aren't they? They're a super team to watch, and they'll fall down now and again. But they've captured the imagination of Test match cricket. It's not dull. It's not about draws. You've got to get out there and have a go. It's brilliant that Simon's had a word with Beefy. Beefy doesn't really know what's going on any of the time, but he would have been fantastic in Bazball, whatever they want to call it. Ian Botham will be made for it.
Brilliant. David Lloyd, thank you so much. And remember, you can hear live and exclusive ball-by-ball commentary of the second test on talkSPORT 2 Friday from 3:30 a.m. with daily content also available on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel and the following on podcast. So you can subscribe for more.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.